When we lose a loved one, we are reminded to tell the stories so the memories stay in our hearts and our minds forever. When we offer condolences, we say, "May sweet memories sustain you in the times ahead." We are fortunate that we are left with a lifetime of sweet memories of my husband, Bob Serban. Many people remember Bob for his smile, his laugh, and his ability to connect with people. He was known to be able to talk to anybody, anywhere, at any time. He was proud of the fact that he was able to get a stranger's life story in a matter of minutes. He was always the last to leave a Friday night oneg. People loved connecting with Bob, and Bob loved them back. Bob had several unique traits that made him special and endearing to his friends and family. He had some distinctive and eccentric sayings and funny mispronunciation of words, which became known as Bobisms. These were commemorated in the Book of Bob for his 50th birthday. It's hard to choose a favorite saying or word that he would make up, but he was a confident enough person that he could laugh along with us as he butchered the English language. Another of Bob's many quirks was his relationship with certain numbers that he felt were lucky. 18, of course, the Jewish number for life. The number 10, which was his draft number, and he didn't get called. And 28, his birthday, and that of both of our children. He would often see a group of numbers, and if they added up to one of those, it was a good sign. For example, if a hotel room number was 631, Bob would see how the three numbers added up to 10. Those lucky numbers have become signs of Bob that we now see everywhere. Since Bob's passing, we are comforted that he is still with us and watching over us. I'll get a boarding pass that is A28. My son-in-law gets into a golf cart, number 28. One morning a few months ago, I woke up to the sound of a man's voice. No one was there, and when I looked at the clock, it was 3:28, his birthday. The same thing happened within days to his friend Bruce. And just a few weeks ago, on August 28th, my daughter's birthday, she wanted pizza from Bob's favorite place in San Diego. Her husband teased her all week that you can't taste nostalgia. She insisted. He called the order in, and the phone number ended in 2818. He understood. Bob was also comforted by signs of his loved ones, so it makes sense that Bob would make sure to comfort us. He loved thinking of his own mother whenever a hummingbird was around. Perhaps the most meaningful sign was recently when talking to my daughter on the phone. A hummingbird flew into our backyard, and our grandson said, "Look, it's Papa." Bob had taught him that a hummingbird meant his mother's spirit was present. One thing that I know for sure, that in the little over a year that Bob has been gone, he is continually sending signs that help us keep his spirit with us always, bringing comfort to his friends and family. We remember him.
My name is Larry Friedberg. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about my friend Neil Gorin. Neil was a larger-than-life personality. He loved life. He loved his family. He loved the Grateful Dead. He loved watching sports. He loved eating. He loved laughing. He loved telling stories. He loved telling stories and laughing. And when he laughed, it was a big, booming laugh that you could hear from half a mile away, and I'm not kidding. There's not any single memory to tell. It's all of them. It's so many of them. But I will say that Neil is the only person on the planet who could have convinced me, a lifelong suburbanite, city kitty, to actually go up into the mountains. I was not from the mountains. I was not a mountaineer. I really didn't like roughing it. But he convinced me to go up for 7 days on a guy's camping trip to the Sierra. And no one else could have convinced me to do that. But I trusted Neil, and he so much wanted me to enjoy what he had been enjoying for almost his entire life. It was almost like a mission to him. So the memory of driving out to the Sierra, listening to Grateful Dead, of course, all the way out, the memory of setting up the tent with him. We obviously tented together, and waking up and looking at this beautiful, beautiful scenery, and the look on his face as he looked at mine, taking in the beauty around us. It was like he had accomplished something that he wanted for his friend, all of his friends, but me in particular, this particular time, to enjoy what he had been enjoying. That was just who Neil was. He wanted his friends to enjoy life and to enjoy what he enjoyed. And I miss him every day. I love him, and I wish he were here now.
In the middle of the night on June 26, 2017, my sister Andrea received a call that no person should ever receive. It was from a trauma doctor notifying her that our brother, Aaron Meadow, had been involved in a boating accident. He suffered a near drowning when a strong gust caused the boom of his sailboat to hit him in the head, flinging him into the choppy waters of the San Francisco Bay. Dave and I were out of the country at the time, and upon receiving word, we caught the first flight home. Andrea traveled from New York and met us in the Bay Area. The first hours were a swirl of doctors' consults and briefings, during which it became clear that medically there was no chance of recovery. Although the emergency response was swift, Aaron's brain was without oxygen for 9 minutes, and the brain can only sustain 3 minutes before irreparable damage sets in. Rabbi Dennis met us at the hospital to provide pastoral care, support, and friendship. And during this time, we were approached by a representative from the Donor Network West, the local nonprofit organ donation organization. They shared the substantial need for organ donors. Over 110,000 people are currently on a wait list for organ donation, and there are not nearly enough donors to meet the need. The rabbi affirmed for us that the Jewish value of pikuach nefesh compels us to do all that we can to save a human life. In our case, since Aaron was not a registered organ donor, it was up to us, his sisters, to consent to donating his organs. We were presented with the opportunity to turn this unspeakable tragedy into a chance to save up to 9 lives. Our brother Aaron was a warm and open-hearted person who brought light into this world, literally and figuratively. He was a professional lighting designer with a creative and imaginative talent. He was a loving uncle to Jacob and Helena, and to their cousins, Sophia and Andrew. Aaron was known for giving his time, talent, and friendship freely, generously, and without hesitation. As one friend expressed, Aaron was dependable in a way that so few are. He never asked, "How can I help?" He just showed up and did. So we had no doubt that giving the gift of life is what Aaron would have wanted. The inscription on Aaron's gravestone and on matching bracelets that Andrea, Helena, Sophia, and I wear every day reads, "Even in darkness, it is possible to create light." We see Aaron in sunrises and in sunsets, and we feel his presence around us. And we know that he lives on not only in the hearts and minds of those whom he touched in life, but literally in the lives that he saved through his untimely death. Aaron's memory will forever be a blessing.
Good Yontiv PTBE community. Rabbi Dennis reached out to extend this special opportunity to me right between my parents' individual yahrzeits during the summer when Joan Hesekiel and Ralph Hesekiel are especially on my mind. I had the privilege to be close by each of my parents when they passed, and those solemn experiences are imprinted upon me forever. When their deaths come to mind, however, I try and shift my thoughts instead to happier memories, such as the people, and in my father's case, the many patients to whom they offered care and support. Summer memories are the best. My dad and I sailed on Woodridge Lake in Connecticut and enjoyed fishing, although we never caught very many fish. There's a lesson right there. I remember wonderful family meals, especially my mom's delightfully chilled summer soups, robust gazpacho, berry soups, tangy potato leek. Today, Lily Hesekiel, who chanted Torah for us earlier, carries on that tradition, making her own zesty gazpacho. spoonfuls of memory in my mouth. Judaism demands that we remember, and what a wonderful mitzvah that is. During Yizkor, we're commanded to remember the Jews who sacrificed themselves and fought to preserve our way of life and our principles, and as well the very many Jews who were victims. We're likewise expected to honor those who gave us life, or to whom we gave life, and others who touched our hearts. But I don't think we should limit ourselves to dark, sad, and solemn thoughts. Let's celebrate the brightest memories and prepare ourselves to emulate the best qualities of those that we've lost. By doing so, we give them a chance to have a positive impact today, even though they're no longer with us. In that spirit, I'd like to share a letter with you that my father wrote to his grandchildren, some born and some yet to be born, a few days before his death in August 1996. You helped me to honor him with your attention, and for that I'm very grateful. My dear grandchildren, the world is a wonderful place. The sun rises in the morning and shines on the flowers, the plants, and the people, especially the little people. It gives them strength and joy. The warm sun is God's love. Your Opa shared these wonders with some of you. We played, read stories, hugged and kissed. Your Opa loved you all very much and wanted to share so much more with you. But some of us don't live as long as others. God called for me and said, "It's your time to go." Although Opa is no longer with you, he's a part of the sun, rain, flowers, and people. When you close your eyes, you will see Opa smiling at you and kissing and hugging and helping you to grow to be fine men and women who come from a great tradition. A tradition that, after you've studied, will prepare you to give more to the world than you take from it. That's called godliness. Follow God's teachings and everything you touch will be enriched. Your grandparents and parents truly believe in that. It's why we all try to be good Jews. It's the Jewish tradition. Things change in the world, some for the better, some for the worse. You must learn to recognize the better and live by it and make it your goal. Someday you will have children of your own. That may seem like a long time from now, but children are on a grand adventure. You will tell them about me and my message, and so the story will go on and on. By doing so, you will keep your Opa in your hearts and alive forever. Hag Sameach PTBE, and an easy fast to all of you and your families.
שלא ייגמר לעולם החול והים רשרוש של המים ורק השמיים תפילת האדם החול והים רשרוש של המים ורק השמיים תפילת האדם. Eli, Eli, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the ייגמר לעולם. החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם. החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם. Eli, Eli, שלא ייגמר לעולם. החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם. החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם. Eli, Eli, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the flash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the flash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart. Eli, Eli, שלא ייגמר לעולם. החול והים, רשרוש של